Anyhow, so we'll go into this some more. I mean, just because, whatever, I've got time to kill. Um, so, what I wanted to go into is how we as a people are encouraged to look at the faults of everything and everyone outside of us, and we're discouraged from like looking at ourselves. I was just kind of going over BitChute and just kind of flipping through, and that's what it's all about. That it's all just like look at what these people are doing to us. It's always a us versus them dichotomy, and look at what they're doing, And this is it's like a mass psychosis. Like everybody's trying to fixate on what they are doing, and who is it? It's the Jays, it's the shadow government, it's the cabal, it's the Freemasons. It's the narcissists, it's the psychopaths. But it's always everyone else. What they are doing. What they are doing. And but it's never like look at oneself. But if you what was that book? I can't remember what that book is called that has the famous line in it that says, "Know thy enemy, know thyself." Know thyself. We as a people are never encouraged by any media, whether it's mainstream media or any other media, to know ourselves. Know thyself. It's always look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing to us. And I don't know, man. I just think it's really, really interesting to observe all this. It's very trendy to look at what they're doing. That's very popular, very trendy. Look at what they are doing. Look at what they're doing to us, us versus them. It's all bullshit. Like the 99% thing. Remember the 99? People bring it up to this day. The 99% thing. I mean, that's just like so fucking Occupy Wall Street bullshit. The 99%. I mean, I did I don't know where that notebook is. I can do the diagram again over and over, and this is not like genius level shit. This is like third grade level shit. When you look at us versus them and the 99%, well, let's look at this, okay? Let's do the 99%. The 99% versus the 1%. Okay? So the 1% is up here, right? And the 99% is down here. But the 99%, this is a false dichotomy, man. The 1%, all right, we'll write it down. The 1% and the 99%. Right? 1% and versus, this is a false dichotomy. Because you've got, if this is the 1%, which is the master class, well, down below them, you've got the upper class, and below them you've got the upper middle class, and below them you've got the middle class, and below them you've got the working class, and the underclass. So this isn't 99%. what the 99% implies is if we all unify, then we would be the 99%. But who's gonna? This is why I love to observe the underclass. Like, nope. Okay, so when we're talking about the 99% in regards to the underclass, well, they're completely excluded. So there is no. These people are all ignored. So the 99% goes down to 70% or something. So there is no 99%, because nobody cares about these people down here. So you can remove that from your 99% immediately. Okay? Well, then you got the working class, okay? But the working class are the ones that clean all these people's toilets. So do these people care about the working class, or do they just care about the convenience of having someone else do all the shit that these people don't want to do? So there is no 99%. And the thing is people don't want to acknowledge this. Like, there are people to this day that are still going on about the 99%. There is no 99%. But they'll still keep bringing it up, the 99%, us versus them. It's more, anyways. But, and these concepts like shadow integration or self-reflection, introspection, these things are about not looking at what's going on outside of me. They're about looking at me, what's going on with me. But how many people in the world are actually practicing introspection? So, and you might think that there's no, like, what's the point? Well, what good is it to look outside of myself if I'm not looking within myself? What good is it to look outside myself? And how accurate is my perception of what's going on outside of myself if I don't have an accurate perception of what's going on within myself? Then I'm not even looking at myself. I don't even care what the accurate perception of myself is, because everything is about look at what Ukraine has done to Russia. Look at what Israel has done to Palestine. Look at what Trump has done to, America. Look at what the Jays have done to everyone else. Look at look at what everyone else is doing. Don't look at myself. Never mind looking at oneself. Look at what Israel is doing to Palestine. Way over there, like thousands of miles away. And look at it often, because it's very important, because it's the Jays. It's the Jays is another one. Never look at yourself, because why? It's the Jays. When you look at the protocols of Zion, the protocols of Zion are all designed to have people destroy themselves. So Zionists, or whoever it is, don't have to do anything, because the protocols are all designed for Goyim to eat themselves, like the Ouroboros. The whole purpose is of the protocols of Zion is to get me to destroy myself. Okay? But if I'm aware of myself, then the protocols don't have any effect on me, because I'm looking at myself. I'm aware of what I'm doing. So if the protocols are designed to destroy America from the inside, where Americans all just kill each other, well, each individual American has the option of the protocols can't control you. They can't control you. Especially, they can't control me. And the more aware I am of what I'm doing, the less power the protocols have over me. The protocols are designed to play on people's shadow archetype. The protocols of Zion are designed to keep you unaware of yourself and what you're doing to other people around you. And we all have a choice. We're not being forced to do any of these things. There might be coercion and manipulation involved, but really it's about a moral compass. Like, if Americans don't have a moral compass and don't care about each other, well, then they'll all destroy each other. But see, we all have a choice. We can choose to be aware of what we're doing and how it negatively impacts the world around us. The protocols of Zion are all about encouraging people to be self-centered and greedy and apathetic. But we all choose how greedy we want to be, how apathetic we want to be, how self-centered we're going to be. We all have the choice. So it's just another thing where it's like, it's the Jays. It's their fault. Therefore, we don't have to be held accountable for anything, because why? It's the Jays. It's the Jays. It's the Jays. It's the Jays. But anyways, it's just crazy because everything is about, look at what those people are doing to us. And the homeless is another one. Look at these lazy, mentally ill homeless. They're stealing our tax dollars, and look at what the Master Gates is doing to us. He's depopulating them. Look at what Look at what the Jays are doing to us. It's always like, and it's a kind of victim mentality where I'm being picked on, I'm being oppressed, I'm being, but how much of it is me? Going back to the protocols of Zion is all designed for you to, not look at yourself, to not be aware, to be ignorant. How ignorant am I being? How aware am I of what's really going on? Or am I just blindly going to work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, pulling some lever that I don't even know what it does, and pushing some button that I don't even know what it does? And that's part of my job, is to be ignorant of what I'm doing when I'm pulling that lever and pushing that button. But in the meantime, look at what the Jays are doing to us. It's the Jays. It's always everyone else's fault, everything. See, this is all encouraged, is for you and me to blame someone else. Look at what Israel is doing to Palestine. Look at what Ukraine is doing to Russia. Look at what Russia is doing to Ukraine. Look at what the Palestinians are doing to Israel. Look at what the voters are doing. Look at what whoever it is. It's always look at everything else. Never look at yourself. And it's it's very egregious. It's not just like I'm referencing some isolated incident. We are being brainwashed. We are being conditioned, like heavy condition, heavy, colossal levels of brainwash to look at what Israel is doing to Palestine. Look what Palestine is doing to Israel. Look at what Russia is doing to Ukraine. Look at what Ukraine is doing to Russia. Look at what the 1% is doing to the 99%, you know. Look at what those homeless people are doing to our society. Look at what, you know, you name it. Look at what men are doing to women. It's a patriarchy. Look at what white people are doing to colored people. It's racism. You know, look at what people are doing to white people. You know, it's always look outside. Look at everyone else and all the wrongs they're doing. Never look at yourself. Never. I mean, and nobody questions this. It's like, I thought we were supposed to question everything. Don't question myself, though, huh? Like, what am I doing? I'm smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Like, what am I doing? I live in a fucking trailer. Yeah. You know, what am I doing? But it doesn't matter because it's always the Jays. You know, always everyone else. There's a common denominator in all of this, you know, right? The common denominator is me. What have the Jays done to me? What has Bill Gates done to me? What has Israel done to me? The common denominator is always me or you. Have the Jays done something to you? You're the common denominator, you and me. But never look at me. I'm never going to look at me, even though I'm the common denominator in all of this going on. I'm never going to look at myself because they're always telling me, look at what the Jays are doing. Look at what Israel is doing. Look at what Ukraine is doing. Look at what Trump is doing. Look at what Kamala is doing. Never look at myself. Just an interesting observation I wanted to put out there.